What is up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to defeat the Ice Tera 7-star Inteleon raid for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet in just one turn. That's right. We can defeat this thing in one turn. And of course, you're gonna need some other people, like a community, like the PanFro Games community, or some friends to do this strat. If you want to see solo builds, check out yesterday's video because that will show you two phenomenal ways to solo this guy. However, this is going to be the fastest way to farm this guy. And of course, if you like this type of content, enjoy it in general, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. And consider joining the Pan Fam today by hitting that join channel button below. And it really helps me out. So, to begin, Inteleon is an ice type, which means it is weak to a bunch of things. Fire, steel, rock, and fighting. Now, that's a lot of things for us to abuse. However, on turn 1, it sets up Snowscape. And because it is an ice type, it is getting a 50% defense boost, which is very unfortunate, and it makes physical attackers very difficult to deal with this thing in general. Like, physical attackers are struggling. Some of my strats didn't work. However, this strat that I modified a little bit destroys it in turn 1. So we don't have to worry about anything because it's a one-turn strat, and we just can't lower its stats because it does set up mist on turn 1. But, you know, you can buff your own stats in different ways where you don't really need to even lower their stats. And of course, I do recommend farming this because, one, this is the first time that a 7-star raid has dropped any sort of defensive vitamin. So we finally got some zinc, which is going to be really great. Of course, you get a lot of candies, a lot of Ice Tera shards. So if you ever want to make an Ice Tera Mon, you can easily get 999 if you already have it from the Blissey events. Of course, you can get some ability patches. It is a 1% chance to get an ability patch. However, sometimes you can get 2 in one raid. I've done it multiple times. It's just one of those things where you're just going to keep on trying and farming. You know, get a lot of quiet mints, a lot of other stuff too, bottle caps as well. So this is going to be a really fun raid, and honestly, a very easy raid to farm with your friends. And then everyone's going to be absolutely loaded in money and caps and patches and shards in general. The first Pokemon that we're going to build in this 4-man one-hit KO raid strat is going to be Blaze Breed Tauros. And we're going to have a choice band on it because we're going to go for one turn. So we want to maximize our damage with that 1.5 boost. Now, I went max HP, max attack. Technically, it is better to go max attack, max def, so you can take a hit a little bit better. But the important thing is you have the ability Anger Point. And Anger Point, when you get hit by a critical hit, your attack stat goes up to +6. So it's essentially like a belly drum occurs, but you didn't lose any HP from, you didn't lose like half your HP. You lose some HP from that critical hit, but it's worth it at the end of the day. And the one move that we're going to be using is Flare Blitz, because Flare Blitz is stab, super effective against ice types, and is going to do a crap ton of damage when it's +6. And that is what the Tauros player is going to do. Now, the Tauros player needs someone to proc the crit, and that's going to be the Meowscarada player. Now, I will say this, it is going to be very important for the Meowscarada player to be level 36. Level 36. The reason why you want to be level 36 with Meowscarada is because you're going to do a minimal amount of damage to our Tauros. They're going to just tickle it a little bit, right? And we're going to have a focus sash because you are level 36, and if you die, the whole strat fails. So don't die, have focus sash, because it doesn't do any damaging moves on turn 0, only on turn 1. You'll guarantee live the turn. And it doesn't really matter what your EVs are. I just say have a minus attack nature and as low IVs as possible in attack. It just makes it better. And the only move that matters here is Flower Trick. Flower Trick never misses, always crits. Best always proccing crit move in the entire game, and we do resist it because we are a fire type, plus you're level 36. Doesn't really matter, so we can abuse that. So that's a guaranteed crit for us, and +6. Now, Stonejourner just sits there. This guy, give him a focus sash. He's just gonna sit here, you know, always max HP. You can do max defense or def, up to you, doesn't matter. The only thing that matters about this guy is the ability Power Spot. Power Spot is essentially giving everyone a free life orb boost without sacrificing any of their lives or their item slot. It's going to be very important to have Stonejourner. He's essentially an always in these one-hit KO videos. And he's just super easy to build in general. The only issue is he is a Scarlet exclusive. But, you know, he's a very good Pokemon to have for these types of things. And all Stonejourner is going to do is use Attack Shear, which is going to give everyone an additional attack boost, so that helps the Tauros out even more. So essentially doubling the Tauros' attack with this Pokemon. And the last Pokemon doesn't really matter. However, what does matter with this Pokemon is having the item Covert Cloak, because you don't want to get frozen. There is one thing that can happen, and that is getting frozen by Blizzard. And if someone gets frozen, that's not going to be good at all. Now, I do got to say, it doesn't matter to Sojourner because he's doing an attack cheer, so he's not affected because you can cheer when you're frozen, so that doesn't matter. And it's not going to use Blizzard against the Tauros because it's resisted, so we don't have to worry about that either. So only the Umbreon and the Meowscarada player has to worry about a 10% chance of getting frozen. But now Clover Cloak, only the Meowscarada player has to worry about it, which lowers the RNG factor in general. Now, it doesn't matter if it's an Umbreon. I like Umbreon because it just cannot die. This Pokemon can't die. It's too buff. However, you can use something like a Clef Key because the only move that matters that we're going to be using is Sunny Day. Sunny Day is going to put up the sun, which is going to remove the snow, so the Inteleon loses the ice type defense boost. It's going to lose 50% of that defense boost, and it's going to buff the damage of our Flare Blitz too. It's also going to reduce the damage of Snipe Shot that is going to come in and hit our Blaze Breed Tauros. So Tauros is definitely going to survive that hit, especially if you are max Spadaf as well. And we're going to do even more damage with that Flare Blitz. It's going to be a further multiplier. So there is no way, there's no shot that this Inteleon can survive, and that is why this method is awesome for farming. Now let's go into the demonstration I did on my live stream. So we're just going to chill here and wait, and then once again, so the Inteleon, he's going to put up Miss, which is unfortunate because it did hurt my other strats, but that's fine. We get through it with this one. And the snow is a problem because, one, the blizzards are going to always be hitting, so we want to change that out with Sunny Day, but it also lowers his defense back to neutral because ice types, because it's Terra Ice, do get a 50% boost to the defense stat in the snow. So that is why we need to actually drop it. But of course, the sun increases our damage as well on Flare Blitz because it's a fire type move, and we're also a fire type Pokemon, so stab, additional bonus on top of that, all that fun stuff. All right, so he's setting up the snow. We're going to remove that real quick. I just sit here, wait for the Flare Blitz. Sunny Day comes out. Flower Trick. I got hit by Anger Point, which is good. And we are good to go. Attack Shear. He did Tearful Look, so he lowered my attack by 1. That is a little bit annoying, but, you know, Tauros should be A-okay in general. This Flare Blitz is going to do a massive amount of damage. And it doesn't matter that he lowered my attack by 1 because he's still dead. And that is a one-hit KO. Pretty easy to do overall. I mean, most of these Pokemon are very easy to set up in general. So good luck and happy raiding. You're farming with a group of 4 people. This is going to be one of the best ways of farming this Pokemon Inteleon. And, you know, it's pretty solid. It gives, you know, of course, Ice Tera Shards, but a couple of other solid items. Potentially, you can get some ability patches as well. That's like the low 1% drop. But a good amount of items and Zincs as well. Finally, some defensive vitamins. But there you have it. That's how to defeat Inteleon. Fast and easy in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And don't forget to leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. I appreciate it. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out and have a good one.